yet.
Whoa, that's edgy. That's edgy.
Woohoo!
Forced his way in there on that one.
He pretty much just set him up right there.
He did, and I mean, McMurray didn't give him but just enough room.
I think with having a lot fresher tires, especially the left side tires on that 4, I think Kevin will just drive away from McMurray now into 1.
Isn't it funny, though, how hard you work. Can't get by when you do get by, you drive off and leave the guy.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. now 9th. You heard about Jimmy Johnson trying to hold track position. That did not fare well for the 48. He is back to 11th of 16.
I think Jimmy knew that. Jimmy really knew that wasn't going to work. He told Chad, it's like I'm trying to work a jigsaw puzzle in here. And can't find the right pieces.
Brian Vickers coming back toward the front. He is 6th. Kurt Busch in 4th. Denny Hamlin 5th. Vickers 6th. These cars are about 4 seconds off the lead.
You know what? I got to tell you something. That 41. Oh, wait a minute. Did a 31 get into it?
Clear to come down. Coming to your right side. It's getting in through your right side and getting in through.
Yeah, right front, right here. Right front's down.
She's down. I was going to say 41 car Kurt Busch running in 4th place. I want to give a shout out to Parker Klingerman. Parker drove that car for Kurt, helped him with it. Must have done a pretty darn good job because that car's been good tonight.
We knew yesterday Brian Vickers in his 55 had a fast race car, and he's backing up now in the closing laps of this 4th segment as he just drove by Denny Hamlin in the 11 for the 5th spot. Hamlin's fighting back, though.
Yeah, Vickers second fastest in practice in the one practice session that we had. Now they're closing back on Kurt Busch. Kligerman will be doing substitute duty again next week for the Coke 600. Practicing that 41 while Kurt is at Indianapolis.
Kurt's going to be able to hold off to 55 of Vickers to hang on to that 4th spot.
80 laps in the books. As the field cycles through, the caution will wave, and then they will reset the field based on their average segment ending position. Casey Kane way up toward the wall there. Did he hit?
Got into the wall hard here, guys.
Yeah, he did. He hit
cut the right front.
Yes, he did.
He'd gotten into the wall pretty hard there a little bit ago, and I think it probably cut that right front tire down.
This has been the story of Casey Kane's season right here. So dominant those first 2 or 3
Sorry,
seconds.
guys. Can't believe that happened.
Now remember, he tagged the wall when he and the 31 of Newman ran out of racing room there.
Yeah. I mean, they just followed each other right into the wall.
Did last Saturday night at Kansas, showing us why he is the closer. Under 9/10 of a second every corner. Harvick packs it in as hard as he can and takes a couple more 100s from McMurray's lead. Will it be as close as it was last Saturday night? White flag for Jamie McMurray.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got a whiff. He's getting a little draft off that one car now. He's going to be just like he was last Saturday night. He's going to be so close.
Just one more corner.
0.8 of a second. About 160 feet. It might as well be 160 miles. Jamie McMurray wins the Sprint All-Star race.
Oh, my. Wow.
Kevin Harvick finishes 0.7 of a second back. Matt Kenseth 1 second off the lead in his 8th start.
Guys, that's a winning race, Steve. And you're in the All-Star race for like 10 years. Yeah, great job on pit road, calling the race. That was really good team effort, guys. Awesome job. Chip, I'm glad you're here.
McMurray's, they're talking about Chip Ganassi. McMurray's previous best in the All-Star race was 8th.
Think about last week at Kansas. He was very unhappy with his car. Cut down the right front tire, knocked the wall down, was very unhappy. Boy, does this change everything.
That's part of the accolades. When you win the Sprint All-Star race, you're guaranteed a start for the next 10 years in it as a driver.
It is the first All-Star win for Chip Ganassi.
talked to Dario Fanchini today, and he was telling me about how they weren't running that great at Indy. The Ganassi cars aren't, but I'm sure, Dario, you're probably doing a little celebrating right now, brother.
Jamie McMurray is the 20th different winner in 30 years of the Sprint All-Star race. Let's get a quick word from Jay and Dan in Los Angeles out on the set of Fox Sports Live. On the restart, the 99 of Edwards on the inside, McMurray on the outside.
Now they touch. I mean, they make contact here right there. Carl blocked a little bit. They go down in the corner, and I mean, they're banging each other right there, but they get away with it. McMurray's got that nice run up high, but then that Ford of Carl Edwards, it comes fighting back down that straightaway.
Well, this is two guys who refuse to lose, and then suddenly they get company. I thought Harvick and Kenseth might have got together there.
I think right here this is when that was really the winning move right there. McMurray was able to get on the outside, and he got up alongside of Carl, and then he gets a whale of a run over here, and here she goes. Bye-bye.
Both ends of the racetrack, McMurray in that one got such a run up high off the corner.
Then he was helped by Carl Edwards and the 4 of Kevin Harvick racing side by side for a lap and a half. That's what allowed McMurray to build his advantage so that he could hold off a charging Harvick at the finish.
I just like the way, I love the way McMurray, he fought. He fought for that win. He fought Carl Edwards for that win, and he came out on top.
It's a happy turkey on the side of that car. Let's catch up with Steve Burns.
With Kevin Harvick. Kevin, good race car tonight. What was the difference between where you finished and actually winning the race?
We recovered from the first bad pit stop on pit road, and then we didn't recover from the second bad pit stop on pit road. But just got to thank all my guys on the Hunt Brothers Pizza Chevy. They did a great job, provided a fast car, and did what they had to do. We just didn't get it done on pit road.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
All right, hey, thanks very much. A 40-1 long shot in Las Vegas. Jamie McMurray, who's had big win first segment, then in the second segment, looking good but into trouble here.
Yeah, he got into the back of Clint Boyer, and Clint does an amazing job hanging on his car, but it spins Kyle around, and then Joey Logano comes with nowhere to go. They make contact hard for both those cars.
Still in the second segment, A.J. Allmendinger, who raced his way in the showdown, in trouble.
Biffle was fast on the outside. He kind of came off turn 2, crowded Brian Vickers, and they all came together. That's just going for it in the All-Star race, Chris.
Casey Kane looked to have things in control, leading in the second and then leading in the third segment. Lap 61, Jeff Gordon running 8th at the time. Some contact with Truex Jr. and Biffle as Kevin Harvick makes his move as well.
And then the epic battle at the end. Look at that. Carl sideways trying to hold on to that inside position on Jamie, but he just couldn't quite do it.
Harvick, the closer, could not close on Jamie.